Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to share with you Middle Grade March. This is a reading challenge that I have wanted to be a part of last year, and I kind of missed the boat on it, and I'm really excited to do it this year. Maybe you guys will consider doing it along with us. Actually, Madison is going to participate as well. So once I knew she wanted to be a part of the Middle Grade March read-along, read-a-thon challenge, I thought it's definitely something I'm going to try to pursue. In a couple of days, you're going to see another video where I share my February books that I have already read in February, as well as books that I hope to read in March. And I filmed that before I knew I was doing Middle Grade March, but I also have a couple of adult books that I'm going to be reading in March, so you can check out that video in a couple of days to see those. But today we're talking all about middle grade books, which are really so much fun to read. I'm sure we all have a book from our childhood that we want to revisit, or maybe a childhood story that you never had an opportunity to read that you want to read, or if you have young kids like I do, sometimes you're really interested in reading some of the newer books that have come out for that age group. And this is, I believe, from 9 to about 12 years old. Madison is 9, so she just makes it, and she is an avid reader and really loves to read. So when I told her about this challenge, she was really stoked to be a part of it. Right, Madison?
Yeah.
This is hosted by Katie from Life Between Words and Krista from Books and Jam. So I'll leave in the description below links to their channel so that you can see what they're reading and a little bit more about the challenges. But there are 5 challenges and 1 book that you can read along with us, them as well, because they have chosen a book, a middle grade book, for everyone to read if they want to, and then there are 5 challenges. So I'll start with the book that we're supposed to read together if you want to, and you can do one of these challenges. You can just pick one middle grade book to be a part of it. You don't have to meet all of these requirements, but I like a good challenge and it inspires me to read, so this is one that I definitely wanted to attempt to do. The book is called The Book of Boy by Catherine Gilbert Murdoch, and it takes place in the medieval period, and it's about a boy who's a hunchback, and he goes on this journey with another man, and they're trying to collect all of these items, and he needs to collect all of these items for a quest that they're on. And I don't really know very much about it, but I am waiting for the book to come in from the library. I put a hold on it, so I'm excited to check it out, and I love things that take place in like the medieval period, so it should be a lot of fun to read. Okay, so here are the challenges. Do you want to get started, Madison? Yes. Do you remember what the first challenge is?
Okay. Books with illustrations or graphic novel comics.
Graphic novels, which are comics, and I am not a fan of comics. I've never found one that I liked. So we decided to pick a book that has some great illustrations that we really love, and this is a book that we started last spring and we never quite got through it, so we're going to finish it in March. It is The House at Pooh Corner. And some of the illustrations I'll just show you. They're just sketched in black and white, so they're not very colorful, but we have both decided together that we love the illustrations of Winnie the Pooh. Right, Madison? They're just so charming and so classic. Look at Pooh Bear. He's so adorable. So we thought that we would together read this book, which is what we have been doing, and we really enjoy reading a little bit to each other every night, right? Have you liked doing that? Yeah. And this book, I think we're about not even halfway through it, so we're definitely going to finish it in the month of March. And if you're not familiar with Winnie the Pooh, it's about Pooh and Tigger and Eeyore and Rabbit and Christopher Robins and all of the fun things that they do together. And it's just, Pooh is so funny. Isn't he funny in these books?
He always makes up like songs.
And then I try to sing them, right? Which makes it even more comical. So this is really a great book, and it's by A.A. Milne. Is it pronounced Milne or Milne? And instead of illustrations, it says decorations by Ernest H. Shepard. So this is the book that we chose for the first challenge, which is an illustrated book, which is super easy to do for middle grade books because honestly, most of them do have illustrations. And then the second challenge,
a book that takes place in a different country. And we are doing Heidi.
Yes, we are. I can't believe I've never read Heidi, and I have an old vintage Heidi book here. It's such an old vintage book that I received from my mother-in-law. She gave me a whole bunch of really old books, so I'm excited to read this copy. And then Madison has another edition, like a children's edition, that she's going to be reading, and I actually love the illustration on the cover of this with Heidi. But Madison said she was looking through. Actually, this has really nice illustrations, but she said that the girl in the book does not look anything like
the girl on the cover.
Yeah, and you're right. Let me just show them
Here.
the girl.
Okay.
That's a picture of her, right?
This is a picture of the girl in the book, and then on the outside, this is
The
her.
traditional Heidi with the braids and the blonde hair. Actually, her hair isn't even braided here.
It's in pigtails.
It's in pigtails, but that's how I remember her. I did see the movie a long time ago, but I'm excited to read Heidi, and I love that it takes place in the Swiss Alps, so that's going to be a lot of fun to read. So individually, we're going to be reading them, but then there's a couple of books that we're going to be reading together, and that's how we're going to do this challenge. So
Can I explain the book?
you want to explain the next one?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Heidi.
Heidi is by Joanna Spivey. It's basically about this girl named Heidi, and her mom is just so busy and she doesn't have time to take care of Heidi.
Aww.
So while she waits to find a home for Heidi, she brings her to her grandfather's, whatever,
To his house.
to his house, and but little does she know that she has a home that she has to go to while she builds a connection with her grandfather.
So it's about like Heidi and her relationship with her grandpa?
Yep.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm excited to read Heidi, and I think that we might have to watch the movie together when we're done reading it, right?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, and then the next challenge is
Mystery.
a mystery. So it's to choose a book that has some type of a mystery behind it. And we chose a book that I've seen all over YouTube lately.
The Girl Who Drank the Moon.
That's right. And this is by Kelly Barnhill. And it actually won a Newbery Medal. And I asked Madison what books she would like to read together, and this is one of the books that she chose, and it has a really good storyline. Do you want to share the storyline?
So the storyline is basically people give a human sacrifice every year to this witch, which they think is evil and will destroy their village if they don't. And while the witch is actually really nice and she gives the babies to families, and while she was about to give it to a family, the little girl drank the moon and had like powers. So now the witch has to take care of her and raise her.
Yes. So somehow when the witch is taking the babies to actually find somebody to take care of them, because she's like, why are these crazy people leaving me babies every year? Which is pretty comical. And somehow she feeds them, usually I think it's Starlight, and by accident this one child was given Moonlight, and once she drank the Moonlight she had these magical powers, and then the witch had to take her and care for her because she couldn't give her obviously to a family when she has these magic powers that she needs to, I guess, learn how to use. And we're both really excited to read this book, right? So this is the first one we're going to start reading, I think. Is this the first one that you want to read together? Yeah? Okay.
Sorry.
All right, so the next challenge is, this was a hard one. I couldn't find very many that really fit this, but it is books about books.
And we are doing Pages & Co. The Book Wanderers.
The Book Wanderers. So this book looks like it's going to be a lot of fun as well, and it's about an 11-year-old girl, Tilly Pages, who finds comfort in the stories at Pages & Co., her grandparents' bookshop. When her favorite characters, Anne of Green Gables, Alice in Wonderland, start showing her the shop, Tilly's adventures become very real. So this sounds really cool. It's like she's able to jump into books and fairy tales that we're already really familiar with. Her mom went disappearing apparently, because it begins saying ever since her mother's disappearance. So I think this will be really interesting. I think part of what she does when she goes into these books is she's trying to find out where her mother is, because her mother disappeared. She is able to travel through these books. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun to read, and this is going to be, I think, the second one that we're actually going to also read together. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So the last challenge we're going to do separate from each other. We each have our own book that we chose, and this challenge is a book that has a movie adaptation. So I'll let Madison start with the book that she chose, and I'm not doing it with her because I already read this book. I already watched the movie and I love it. If you haven't read it and you're doing middle grade March, you absolutely need to pick this one for one of your choices. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm really excited to read this book called Wonder. It's by R.J. Palacio?
I think so,
Palacio. And it's about this little boy named August who has a disability, and he is homeschooled, and he starts going into school. And yeah.
And about his experiences being a part of the school system and making friends. And I can't even talk about it without getting emotional. And I'm not even telling you guys everything that happened, but it's just such an endearing story. It is such, like, it's gonna make you cry because, like, look at me, I'm already starting to cry just thinking about this book. But it's a really feel-good story. It makes you just really, I can't. All right, but my story that I picked to read is, I've had this book on my bookshelf for the longest time, and it's The Tale of Despero by Kate DiMasillo, and it is illustrated by Timothy Basil Ehring. And actually the illustrations, like I said, the first challenge is going to be the easiest for you guys if you want to be a part of this. So many middle grade books have really beautiful illustrations, and you could double up. Like, I could have made this account for both challenges if I wanted to, but I have so many children's books on my bookshelf that I wanted to have an opportunity to read. So this is really prompting me to go ahead and get started with reading them. Okay, so The Tale of Despero, I'm actually going to read you what it says for the description in the book because I love how it's written. It's just, like, really funny. This is the story of Despero Tilling, a mouse in love with music, stories, and a princess named P. It is also the story of a rat called Roscuro, who lives in darkness but covets a world filled with light. And it is the story of Midgery Sow, a slow-witted serving girl with a simple, impossible wish. These characters are about to embark on a journey that will lead them down into a horrible dungeon, up into a glittering castle, and ultimately into each other's lives. And what happens then? Reader, it is your destiny to find out. So I'm excited to read this and then to watch the movie, and I'm gonna have Madison watch this movie with me too, because even though I don't think she's gonna have an opportunity to read it, I think she'll enjoy the story and the movie. Okay, so that is our middle grade March. Please let me know in the comments below if you guys are going to participate. We're really excited to be a part of this, and also don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels that are participating, and I see more and more booktubers being a part of this and doing this. So if you're looking for more recommendations and other ideas of books to read for middle grade March, you can check out their videos as well. And on Instagram, I do believe it is #middlegrademarch, and I saw lots of fun suggestions on there as well. All right, that's gonna be it for today. Happy March, happy reading, and we'll see you next time.
Remember to like, subscribe, and share.
That's
Bye.
Right. Bye.